Hello there. Welcome to Tuck and Cash. All right, let's see. So I'm going second. So what are the bonus? We have bonus, ground nest, eggs in wetland, and eggs in the forest. And what about the tray? Ooh, very good options here. I think the one that both of us are really going to try to get is the morning dove or the martin. Getting either one of those is going to be pretty good. So let's see my bonus card. So let's see, I have rodentologist. I always like rodentologist. It's very flexible. You get 2 points for each bird that eat rodent or the wetland scientist. Lately, I'm going for the rodentologist here. And the nuthatch, one food in the forest, always my preferred way to go. I think the warbler and the longspur is out of consideration because they each cost 3 foods and they need grain and grub, and I'll be using 1 grain or 1 grub for the nuthatch already. I can go for the Castro. It may not be a bad idea, especially I have the rodentologist, so this is a 7 points. The hunting power is not awesome, but it can work. Oh, the blue jay. The blue jay does have the bonus. So let's see. I'm assuming, yeah, I can either get the morning dove or the martin. So the blue jay will help me with the first round bonus. If they don't have any birds in the bowl shape. But it does cost 2 food. But potentially I can gain that food using the blue jay. So I have to pick one between the nuthatch or the blue jay. Is 2 food worth it for the first round bonus? So I think I'm going to go with the nuthatch and the kestrel. I don't know. What would you have picked if you were in this game? Oh, they did not pick up the martin. In that case, I gotta pick it up. I'm not gonna miss out on that. The fish crow is so good too. Are they going to pick up the fish crow? Spending 2 turns to pick up birds. Definitely a risky move there. So they did not pick up the crow. They play it in the forest. I think they kept quite a few birds, so they can gain food and then use the egg too. In that case, I think I want to flush out my martin and first so that I can pick up birds that comes up that I really want to play. For example, the crow here, the fish crow. 6 points, and I mean the crow is no raven, but still you get to exchange 1 egg for food. I think that's not a bad idea. So I think what I want to do now is maybe draw a card and then exchange it for the fish crow. Ooh, the Cassin's Finch. That's a really good one too. Well, in that case, the thing I like about the Cassin's Finch is that it has a bonus. Do I want to exchange the Castro for the Fish Crow? Having two birds in the forest is really good too. Um, Debating. Cass and Finch. So Castro is 7 points plus potential hunting. The Cass and Finch is a bonus card. Um, yeah, bonus card, if I value it at 3 points, is also 7. But Castro, potentially I can gain more points from hunting. So really the Finch only has an advantage because of the bonus. But I don't know, with 6 turn, can I play the Nuthatch and then play the Fish Crow and then gain food to play the Cassin's Finch? I think that's unlikely. Okay, what's going on here? Alright, I think I'm gonna forego that and take the Fish Crow. Oh, the Chipping Sparrow. That's a good one too. I wonder if they are going to pick that up. And it has a bonus. Oh, it's so good. Yep. I think likely they'll pick it up, or maybe not. Could be wrong, but that's so good because you can play, if they play in the forest. Oh, they did, look. If they play in the forest, they can lay 2 eggs whenever they gain food. That's a really good one. Alright. The snipe is good, but do I want to pick up the snipe? I mean, I'm gaining 1 point every time I pick up bird. It's not like I'm losing points. And having the snipe in the wetland, 1 food. Yeah, I mean, why not? Oh. 1 grub for 5 points, I think, is the better deal here. The Pelican, okay, not especially good. So my plan here is to play the Nuthatch, gain the fish so that I can play the Fish Crow. But I can only gain 1 food at a time without a card. Yeah, maybe I should have taken 1 of the turn to lay eggs so that I could pick up 2 cards. Kind of going slow here, unless I sacrifice the Castro to gain food. Let's see. I play the Chirping Sparrow. Yeah, that makes sense. 2 eggs in the forest. That's a really good deal. And they're gonna gain a 4 points lead from the first round bonus. So, oh, they're really set up for the last round bonus too. So really, I should try to compete for the 2nd and 3rd round bonus. So the fish. So gain food. So I want to take the fish before it's gone. Do I want to sacrifice any of this bird? I don't think so. Let's do the fish. So the thing here is I'm not fully committed to play the Castro. I think it's very good, 7 points. But if I drew better cards with a hunting power, that might be a way to go. So they just played the Sap Sucker. Oh, that's really good. They're building a really strong engine here in the forest. They gain eggs, they gain grub. It's really gonna help them out. So I'm gonna play the Fish Crow. Okay, yep. And then I'm going to gain a grub so that I can play the Wilson. I won't make it in time because it's only 1 more turn. But since I lay eggs, if I need to draw 2 cards, I can still use that egg to draw cards. All right, let's see. What did I do? The drawn bird. The wobbler. You know, the wobbler might not be a bad idea. It only costs 1 food, and it helped me to build a 2 points engine in the forest as well. Do I want to do that? Is that a good forest bird? Yeah, 1 point or yeah, maybe I'll skip that. Trying to see, yeah, because I'll be going first in the new round, so hoping that I'll see better options in the new round. So I'll go with my original plan. So go with my original plan here. Oh, 4 points lead. That's so good. Okay. Yep. I think I have to pick up the goal. Because if I don't, it's gonna go into my opponent's hand. So what I want to do here is I don't even want to spend that 1 egg, so I'm gonna draw a bird, use it to take the goal. The corn door, alright. Well, the problem with my opponent is they don't have any bird in the wetland, so it's gonna be kind of difficult for them to pick up birds. Well, it's kind of sad that my Martin is going to retire pretty soon, but I think that's fine. And the star nest, definitely welcome. So they gain food. Alright, let me lay eggs. Spend 1 to get a fish. I think I might want to pick up the corn door if they don't and play my forest. They gain food. Is that a second time they gain food? That's interesting. Yeah, they're stocking up a lot of food here. So I want to play the marten because, oh no, I mean the snipe for the ground nest. Oh yeah, the corn door, another ground nest, I'll have 3. I think that would be really good. I really want to win the second and the third round bonus. In that case, I don't have to worry about the end of round goals here. So if we each win 2, alright, it's good that they did not pick it up. So they played a golden eye. That's very smart because I'll be laying eggs a lot. Not much I can do about it, isn't it? So let's see. So, okay. So really, I have 3 more turns. What I can do is play the snipe, play the corn door, and then lay eggs. So yeah, that was a really good counter here. To play the golden eye, capitalizing on the fact that I'll be laying eggs quite a bit. Alright, what's going on now? They drawn bird. A quick side note, I somehow lost the commentary recording for this game, so I re-recorded it when I'm editing, so from this time point on, this is a post-game commentary. So at this point, I'm just focusing on scoring the second round bonus here. So the bonus card is not great, but at least for the Nets box builder, I just need to play one more bird with platform to score 4 points. So that's the American Castro. So it's pretty important for me to play the Castro now because it fulfills both the rodentologist and the Nest box builder, and just admiring my opponent's engine in the forest at this point. So I know I'm kind of in trouble. So right now in the forest they have 2 eggs and they get to tug and draw. So that's a 3 points engine. And then the sapsucker helped them to get a grub, so they get extra food. Things are going very well for them. And the golden eye is a very good counter to my play here. So I have the crow and the gold in the grassland. So when I activate grassland, I can get card, I can get crow, but I have to spend 2 eggs. So I'm really gaining 1 egg net, and they are also gonna get 1 egg from the golden eye. So essentially they render my grassland to be a 0 point activation if I use both the gold and the crow. So laying eggs here, I think I only need 2 birds with ground nest to win the second round bonus. So actually I only need 1. So I was wondering, should I pick up more cards or should I pick up food? I think initially I thought I would get card, but really I don't like any card that's in the tray, and that's kind of my pet peeve, to not pick up cards right before the end of the round. So I think I decided against it. I decided that I'll pick up cards when the bird tray get refreshed in the new round. So I don't really have a good plan right now, so I just know that I need to play the American Castro. And for the rest of the game, definitely looking to compete for the end of round goal. That can help me to make up some of the points. So they play the Night Heron. Again, that's just so good. It's 9 points. So basically now with a really good food engine, I'm talking about for my opponent, they have a really good food engine. They gain 3 points every time they gain food. So really their focus is probably on playing big birds or birds that give bonus card at this point. And yeah, the Night Heron was a very good play. It was very slow for me to pick up food and play the Castro. But yep, they gain food again. That's quite a lot of food. But since the Castro fulfilled 2 bonus, so I think that was worth it. Yep, even when you roll 4 dice, you don't get a hunt with the rolling hunting, which is rough. So yeah, preferably I would like to see birds that eat rodent. The Mergangster has a cavity nest, which can help with my bonus card, but I really need to play 2 more birds with cavity nest to score additional 3 points. So not sure if that was totally worth it. The Wobbler is nice. Always, the Wobblers are good end game or mid end game birds. because they typically only take 2 resources and then you score either 8 or 9 points. So, oh, just look at this. They played 3 birds in an action using the egret and the heron. And that's what, just the birds' points are 17 points. I mean, they have to spend 5 eggs. That's still 12 points. And don't forget, every time they gain food, they gain 3 points net. So they gain eggs and they get to tuck cards. So overall, I think that play net them a lot of points. Definitely close to 20 points there. Yep. I definitely sense that I'm behind already, so I don't want to keep drawing cards and second guessing myself. So I'm just focusing on playing cards birds that I have in my hand. So again, the wobbler here, I spend a turn taking food and then I spend a turn playing. At most, I'm making only 3 or 4 points average for 2 turns. Definitely not enough to catch up with my opponents here. So that was the last turn. If I play the wobbler, I'll spend the egg and I will score 0 for the 3rd round bonus. So I think that's not what I want. I think maybe I should have paid more attention to the end of round goal and maybe compete for the 3rd round bonus instead of picking up food. So if I lay eggs 2 turn, maybe I could have catch up. Alright, at least I hunted once. Yeah. I mean, I already know the end score, but still, I think the better play just now was to try to win the 3rd round bonus. Alright, last game here. I mean, last round here. So my best play is really just to play the wobbler and then continue to lay eggs. So I'm looking at the trade, that's the golden eagle and the woodpecker. So the woodpecker, 2 food for a bonus card, and it has a cavity nest. So that can help me to score 3 more points from my nest box builder. So I thought that was worth it. I think I fail here again, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, look at that, 4 dice still. And yeah, I pick up the woodpecker and the golden eagle. I don't think I'll be able to play the golden eagle, but the golden eagle is definitely very good for my opponent. 8 points, and they can gain plenty of food, enough to play the golden eagle. That's why I want to pick it up to deny my opponent here. And that was good. Look, the spoonbill and the puffin show up, but my opponent's wetlands is full, so they cannot play more big birds in the wetland. But still, they play the bluebird and the goldfinch. Again, that's 7 points. Play minus 1 egg, that's 6 points. And they get grain, 3 more grains. So yeah, my opponent has a very good hand. They have all the birds that help them to play multiple birds that really help them to fill up their board very efficiently. So I think at this point I'm just going to play the woodpecker. And look at this, they play the crane, which is so nice. So they got the grain from the goldfinch, and then they play the crane, and then they still have leftover crane. I mean, not leftover grain. That means even in the last 2 turns, when they activate the grassland, they can tuck the grain and gain 2 points. So even in the last 2 rounds, they're making at least 6 or 7 points from the grassland. Yes, they're throwing me very far behind. So I got the falconer from the woodpecker, 4 point bonus. Not the best, but I don't. I'm not gonna complain. It's better than no points. Yeah, look at this. So they can lay 3 eggs and then turn one food into egg. That's 4 points, and then they tug a grain to gain 2 more points from the crane. So that's 6 points from the grassland. So they lay egg, no surprise. Yeah. So the Mergangster was a good play. Without the Mergangster, I wouldn't have scored the full points from the nest box builder. And then a Woodpecker was totally worth it too. I think, yeah, in the end game, I play all the birds that give me the best points or best chance. Um, but my opponent was just so far ahead at the point. It was quite difficult for me to catch up. Yeah, I scored quite a few points from bonus, but I think I'm going to be losing out in terms of eggs and tuck cards. Yep, they have quite a few eggs and a few tuck cards. Yep, that was the game. I mean, I was sad that I lose this game, but this was truly one of the eye-opening games for me. Just seeing how my opponent built a really good force engine, that and then they also played the Golden Knight. That was a really nice counter to my grassland. And then from there on, they just focus on playing the big birds. Very impressive when they play the egret, the heron, and the owl in one turns, and then they still managed to play two more birds in the grassland one turn and play the crane. Just overall, very good play. Definitely high level play there and eye-opening for me. So I was happy that I played this game. Definitely learned a lot from this game. In any case, I hope you enjoy watching this video and you learned something from this, from my opponent's play here as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.